Hyundai are killing it with their new car designs of late, aren't they? Perhaps more than any other car manufacturer. There was the Envision 74 last year, and while this new car is a little bulkier than that one, the 5th generation Santa Fe is radical in how it just sweeps away any reference to existing or older Santa Fe models in order to adopt something completely new and different. Well, this morning Hyundai has released 14 images of the new Santa Fe ahead of the official world premiere, which will take place on August 10th. Then there'll be start of production, which we understand to be in the first couple of weeks of next year, while the Australian local release date will be in the first half of 2024. So we're going to see these Santa Fe's running around locally here in Australia within a year from the date that I'm talking to you now. So what do we know about this vehicle? Well, we're going to go through the design and the interior, which we can see plenty of in today's photo set in just a minute. What we don't really know yet is the pricing. Now, the current Santa Fe does give us a good indication. It starts at about 46 grand plus on roads for a base model and heads on up to about 70 plus on roads for the hybrid. Now, of course, this car is more sophisticated, so I think prices will be up. But Hyundai does have their Genesis brand to protect, so I don't think the price is going to be out of control for the new Santa Fe. And of course, there's the big question of engines. Hyundai made the unusual choice of launching a new hybrid Santa Fe in the outgoing shape when that vehicle has only really got 12 months left to run. Now, usually that doesn't happen so late in life, but what Hyundai is doing is they're getting people used to the idea of a Santa Fe hybrid now, because we understand that this new Santa Fe will launch with a hybrid engine and it will probably also have a turbo petrol non-hybrid available as well. Of course, all-wheel drive will be on the menu, but we don't think that diesel will be returning. It looks like Hyundai Australia is moving away from diesel, while Kia Australia, with their Sorento in this class, looks like it will retain diesel for a while yet. Nor will there be a fully electric version of the new Santa Fe. That will be the job of the incoming fully electric Ioniq 7, which is also a 3-row SUV. Now, to the 5th gen Santa Fe. Let's check out the front of this vehicle first. You're going to notice these dramatic H-pattern lights, which the new Santa Fe has at both the front end and at the rear end too. We'll get to the polarizing rear end in just a sec. Now, obviously, Hyundai has adopted a far more rugged preference for the styling of the new Santa Fe, and I think that reflects where people's tastes have gone in SUV design over the last few years. Now, obviously, it's pretty easy to point out some similarities here with the latest version of the Land Rover Defender, or perhaps cars like the new GWM Tank, but I do think that Sang-Yup Lee and his design team at Hyundai Global have taken this car in a fresh direction, which avoids being too much of a copy of vehicles like that new Defender. Of course, look at the CD pillar, you're going to see some Defender-esque attributes there, but overall, I think the design is actually really successful. I also don't think it takes itself too seriously. It's very, very squared off, very rectangular, but then check out those chunky wheel arches, which I think are actually quite amusing. They have that sort of cyberpunk retro 80s nature to them, a bit like the Envision 74 does, and they just give a slightly entertaining aspect to this design, I reckon. Now, the lighting definitely looks like a nice high-end step up from the current car. Also, massive wheels. Of course, you kind of have to do that in 2023. These ones are 21-inch wheels. I love the wraparound glass house with the blacked out A-pillars. I think that looks really slick on this car. And it also looks like Hyundai will offer sort of a lighter theme outside and also a darker theme, because they have released these images of some Santa Fe's with black wheels, more of like a rugged trim. So hopefully we'll see that come to Australia as well. Now, the profile is long. We think this car is going to be longer and on a longer wheelbase than the outgoing Santa Fe, so more space for the 3 rows. But then moving around the back, here's when we get to the most polarizing angle of the new Santa Fe, in my opinion, because we've got this massive, very prominent tailgate, which is a much larger tailgate than the current car, a little bit featureless in terms of design. That's partially to make it really functional. So you can see we've got low lamps on this car, maybe a bit lower than I would have probably preferred, but that's where they are. Santa Fe spelt out very prominently. But this is a huge door, and it opens very wide because it is a key to what Hyundai's designers are calling the terrace concept with the Santa Fe. So if you open the back door and you fully fold into the floor, the 3rd row and the 2nd row seats, you're going to be able to completely lie down in the back of this car. And I understand that this is all about camping and getting back to nature, although not too far back to nature. You wouldn't want to have to lie on the ground. Instead, you can lie in the back of your Santa Fe. And one of these images also has some decorative fairy lights. That's kind of interesting. But point is, this car is meant to be really roomy, really flexible, and we'll certainly see about that when we're able to road test one. Now, moving further inside, Hyundai says the space is going to be class leading. That's another claim we'll have to check out. What we can see here is a big overhaul of the dashboard. We've got a new interior styling concept here, panoramic curved piece of glass ahead of the driver with twin 12.3-inch screens. The middle one's a touchscreen. It will also have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, and navigation, which is a new combination for Hyundai. And peep those dual wireless smartphone chargers, quite Tesla-esque. Now, this particular car, where we've been shown the interior, has a light grey Napa leather interior finish. We've got what I think is simulated wood trim on the doors and on the dashboard as well. So to me, this looks really cool. I actually got to see the new Santa Fe ages ago uncovered and was sworn to secrecy. So I've been looking forward to this day where we've been able to show you the car, because I just love the direction here. I like that Hyundai has embraced the fact that this is meant to be a family truckster. It's not meant to be styled too sportily. It's meant to be function over form, and I think that's exactly what has happened here. Of course, styling is subjective. And one of the downsides of using very bold styling is that you will create some people that don't like it. But Hyundai's strategy here is they're trying to create a fan base, not just customers. And I think that's why we're seeing them pursue a whole bunch of designs which are deliberately polarizing. Some people will love them, some people will hate them, but there won't be too many people in the middle going, yeah, it's fine, I'm on the fence about that. So that's what we know about the new Santa Fe so far. Coming in the first half of 2024 to Australia. Definitely expect to see a hybrid, probably expect to see a turbo petrol. Don't wait around for a diesel, would be my advice. Prices probably up a little bit from their current top out of 70K plus on-road costs, but all those details will come later, as will a first drive. So make sure you hit subscribe down below to Chasing Cars so you don't miss that one. Notification bell will also send a little push notification to your phone if you've got that turned on for YouTube. Let me know your thoughts on the car down below in the comments. Very interested to see what the prevailing opinion is. And as always, thank you for watching Chasing Cars.